everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3. Last time around we stopped just before the battle where you got to see a little bit of what was going to happen, and now we're back to take a look at what actually is going to go down. And so my first action is actually to move up my Grenzer company, the skirmish company, to skirmish a bit with the French here in the forest. And right now they're ready, gearing up to skirmish a bit with a unit of sappers, which are in the forest right now. There's a lot of gunfire, with no one actually being killed. I have my Grenzers joining the fight. They're gonna come in here in the forest and they're gonna fight with the 31st Foot. Actually, I think we'll stop right here because the 31st Foot is returning fire. We've got the Westphalian line infantry moving out here, so not trying to have that one flank us. I'm going to have the infantry number 3 Herzog Karl move in to try and intercept them. Also, the hussars have been placed in the back and could be joined for a hammer and anvil strike on that unit. Most of the French unit are still kind of in disarray on the front line, and I'm content right now just to pound them a bit with artillery. I mean, this fight has gone on for quite a while now, and not a single casualty in between the Grenzer company and the sappers. The light infantry and the 31st has actually made a few kills. So I've made 7 on the 31st, while they have actually managed to get 14 on me, which is not that nice. This one has also lost 2. I'm not entirely sure what these guys are doing, besides going towards, I guess, my chevaliers. And they have very low maneuverability here. They could move off to the side, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we're going to charge. Head-on charges usually go absolutely shit, or at least when the AI does it to me. But that is, of course, because I hold my ground. These guys try to maneuver as the chevaliers struck, and that is clearly not going too well for them. As we can see, the Westphalians are breaking apart, and they're routing. The chevaliers have broken the enemy, and that puts the Herzog Karl instead in a position to move against the 31st, which is now moving very close to the Grenzer infantry and is receiving quite heavy casualties. Instead, these guys want to fire at the Herzog Karl, which is kind of silly. At the same time, the Grenzers and the Grenzer company and the sapper company has... Oh, they've actually claimed the 1 casualty. One of the bearded Santa Claus men have died. Right there, he died. Or maybe he's just tired. He might be tired from all the firing. There's been a lot of firing going back and forth here. This unit is surely going to be shot down. Seemingly the French are really good at shooting my men. Right. The heavy cavalry brigade. I think we'll... Since we've completely just... Oh shit. They've killed 35 men. How are the French so good, while my men are so poor? It is to the point where this unit is actually losing morale and is in danger of collapsing and retreating. This unit is right here. Hold fire. And then I want you to open fire again. Maybe you'll get a little bit better accuracy. No? Well, what we'll have to do then is I'll add these reserves in the back of you, and that puts us at a hefty advantage against the enemy. And looks like a bayonet attack. At the same time, the artillery bombardment has yielded very little from us firing on the enemy. And seems like the enemy are in a position where they guess they want to fight. They've made their mind up. This is the line that we're gonna fight. So I'm gonna advance the main line to face the frogs. At the same time, these guys are you know what, we're ready. Bayonet charge. Hold your fire and move forwards. So you're going to be completely overwhelmed by about 500 men against 200 Frenchmen. So that should be enough. The Grenzer company has actually lost some people, but probably not due to fire from the sappers. Probably they've lost because they're fired upon by the 39th Regiment of Foot. We've got this Foot Regiment moving forwards. We've got the Bavarian Chevaliers actually getting fired upon. So we will go ahead. Well, I mean, the last head-on charge worked pretty well. Let's move forwards into the forest and start flanking these guys. The Bavarians seem to be a little bit faster than the O'Reillys. So maybe it's a little bit of a lighter unit. But seems like we're going to have a similar result because the French were not able to continue their fire. And the Chevaliers are going to be able to break them. And there we go, they're broken. The main line is advancing. I can't really fire my cannons, so we'll go ahead and limber them, move them forward, and see about if maybe I can find a hole in the line where we can set them up to fire upon the enemy. So maybe I can on purpose trigger the bomb here just to open up the avenue of maneuver here. Oh, the cavalry. Cavalry has done its work. It's about almost to break. They lost quite a lot of people. Can we just detonate that thing? Maybe it's a decoy. Maybe it doesn't actually work. Right. Move further through here then. There we go. Now it exploded. Did it kill a load of my men? Oh yeah, it's actually killed quite a few. But a lot of these guys, they've already lost a lot of men due to the fire they exchanged earlier. Right, let's move the heavy cavalry brigade to be in a position to strike the enemy from the back. And deploy them like so, and then the hussars will come here. So we've got all the cavalry lined up here. Hopefully we'll be able to break the enemy in the forest. We're about to come on the fire here, so we're gonna hold here. Or we're gonna hold just so we can return. We'll be able to fire on the French first. Then we're within range here, so we're gonna hold. And then we're in range here, so we're gonna hold. And we're gonna be in range here, so we're gonna turn slightly on an angle there. And I think we're gonna turn like so there. Let's get the artillery up. We can move them on either flank. Given the position here, I think we can move You don't know, we move these grenadiers. It will be more fitting to move them up than move this one. At the same time, like, we've got a unit rallying, forming into square in front of the heavy cavalry brigade. The French are still running about like headless chicken in front of our fire. Clearly, this must be a decoy Napoleon. This can't be Napoleon actually commanding this force, can it? We're losing this fight.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Our general is nowhere near the battlefield, but still they tell me to worry about him. Right, this fight is gone on long enough, so we're gonna have the 22nd go ahead and charge the 6th foot. The Dutch, it's the bloody Deutschmeisters, is it not? And they're having trouble as per usual. Did I have the 20th regiment in this unit? Someone wanted me to take a closer look at... Oh, who's running? Oh, the reserves actually got broken by the bloody sapper company. So that didn't work. Oh shit, these guys have been firing on us. Go ahead and charge them. Let's see. I don't think they will be able to go through the light infantry as well, especially now when the light infantry fires point blank into them. So in one way we did be able to. Right, the Deutschmeisters, I don't know what to do with you guys. Jeez. Deutschmeisters fall back. Have the Grenadier Guards instead move forward and take their place. Jesus Christ, why are you always so shit, Deutschmeisters? We've got some enemy cavalry riding about. Most likely going to break due to sustained fire from our lines. Not entirely sure what the French are doing. We've got an opening there for the cannon. And on this side, the cannon, we can make an we can make an opening here. Okay, the heavy cavalry move back. I was expecting a harder fight, given that we're fighting against Napoleon. The guards are actually being able to inflict quite a bit of damage on our enemies there. So that's good. There is a bit of worry just because, I mean, Napoleon is commanding this army and there's a high concentration of French troops. They could try to go ahead and do a charge. Why are you not firing? I'm wondering. Go ahead and shoot down these bloody cavalry. Can we please? Okay, since now they're shooting a bit. Oh, what are you doing? You're about to break in the face of the enemy. Right, we're gonna deploy the artillery right there. And these cannons gonna deploy right there. And I'm gonna shrink the line units a little bit so we don't have the same risk of them breaking. We're gonna have the Grenadiers moving up. This cannon will deploy and this one will shrink in between. This one's about to break. And you know what? The Kalmar cuirassiers will charge the conscript in the forest and clean out the forest. Meanwhile, my cavalry will move to set up back here. Okay, so come a little bit back, just because I don't want you to get team killed by the cannons. Canister is all nice and well, but how about some round shot into that absolute mess of beasts and men? The cuirassiers have moved in and have slayed the enemy. The infantry here will march straight through the forest, and we shall have cleaned this out pretty darn soon. It's only a line infantry holding on its own there. We have a massive ton of fire here. Maybe I should have formed this guy into square. The enemy is coming straight towards us via canister. Let's see what the round shots are able to do. It's not that good when you overshoot it. Canister, we know we hit stuff. It's like a shotgun, so. Then we know for certain that we're gonna hit. Right. Send in the cavalry. Infantry, move forwards. Light infantry, move forwards as well. Ooh, the Bavarian Chevaliers are almost about to break, but I'm gonna turn the cuirassiers over to aid them. And given the situation in the center, we're gonna have the grenadiers march straight into that, and then we're gonna have the cavalry strike at roughly the same time. Cannons have fired their shot, hold your fire. Cavalry, push forwards. And now...
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, it's the Bavarians. The Bavarians have broken. We've got our German grenadiers charging in at the same time as the cavalry is charging in. They were able to form square here, but that's not going to do them much good once my grenadiers get close. We'll get the grenadiers as close as we can, and then I think we'll halt them and open fire on the enemy instead. Halt! Oh, just the front line continue on. I'm pretty sure these guys will break just on the little pressure they'll receive here, just by seeing these guys turn up. Yep, it's basically done for. Charging. Where is that bastard though? Napoleon. There he is. There's Napoleon. And he's slowly just walking off the field with his bodyguard, while his troops are massacred by my cavalry over on this side. The only thing that remains is the name line infantry unit over here. And it looks like the French are actually retreating. Like they're leaving the map at this point. I have these guys. The Bavarians, they can intercept Napoleon. And get him the hell out of here. Forward the brigades. So we got a lot of chevrons, and we were able to kill off Napoleon's stupid army.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
I rode them just up to it. I forgot to tell them to actually charge it. And since they are limbered, once my hussars actually get to them and kill them, they will do it in one sweep rather than leaving some of the men behind. Oh, so the terribles are actually turning back to fight us. We'll see if the hussars have enough in them to break them. It looks as though they will. The 57E is broken and is retreating. The only thing that's left is these 29 out of the first squadron of the guard. First squadron of the guard hussars, I imagine. Just as light horse. Or maybe escadron. That almost sounds like I put a Spanish twist to it. I don't think that is a type of cavalry, is it? And, well, obviously they're not going to stand against an entire... One squadron of cavalry is not going to stand against an entire company of cavalry. Or is it a company of cavalry? Why is it a bigger unit? You have squadrons, and then it forms into something else. Right. Oh, we missed Napoleon. He actually escaped in his balloon. Napoleon, you stupid balloonist! Where are you going? It's a very fancy balloon for being a spy balloon. It's got very nice, like, inlays or whatever. I wish they would have put a little guy in there. You know what? Given the high arc of the musket fire, we might just have shot the guy that was sitting inside of it. I mean, when line infantry units start firing, bullets go all over the place. So we can imagine a little Frenchman sitting here with his baguette and so forth, and he's looking, oh, here's the battle, and then suddenly a bullet comes through, hits him in the head, or maybe not even hit his head, maybe it just hit his bottle of wine, he spills it all over, and actually trip and fall out to his death. We'll scour the ground for anyone that's fallen down and be absolutely smashed. Maybe he got impaled on one of the trees as he fell out of it. Here's someone. That's actually a cavalryman. It could be that... Jesus Christ, how are you lying? What were you doing? You know what? Given that position, I am actually thankful that you died doing what you... I guess you died doing what you love. Here's an... Oh, this one's worse, actually. Look at this guy. Wait, his head is gone. Where is it? He's tucked it in... Oh. Oh! No, we're not going to look at that. Right. Enough of this. Let's go back to the campaign map and see the outcome of this. Marshal Ney now found himself isolated as Napoleon's army was defeated in battle. And here we have the statistics of the battle. Quite striking statistics at that. 4,000 Frenchmen. More or less all of them were killed. Only about 500 managed to escape. One of those 500 being Napoleon and some of his bodyguard. We only lost 1,000 men out of our 6,000 men, almost 7,000 men deployed, which is I would say kind of unusually low casualties given how many troops were on the field. The Bavarians were the ones that killed the most. They also lost about half their unit. The Hussars were next with 500. They only lost 10. So cavalry up in the top. Then we've got the Grenzer infantry, and it's the bigger Grenzer infantry. It's not the company. They got quite a few kills, but they also lost quite a bit of troops. And as we go through here, here's the 12 pound. They got about 100. The worst one, this German grenadier, but they weren't used. You know what? I think. Oh, you know what? These are the reinforcements. I never were able to send any of them in. So really, oh, they're the Grenzer company, the one that basically spent the entire battle fighting or shooting at that little sapper unit, were only able to kill 13 people while losing 4 men in the process. The Grenzer company is worse than useless. Well, not really. I mean, kind of. I mean, it would be nice if they actually could deploy spikes. Then they would be more useful. But I guess we could kind of use them as, you know, they were able to tie up those sappers for quite a bit. But I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to find an angle here to tell it was actually worth it. Or actually worth it. But I'm kind of thinking maybe we should trade them for something more useful. Same with the reservist. Maybe put the reservists as garrison in a town instead, rather than have them in the army. And I guess Napoleon was wounded because he's not part of the army. We're not gonna be able to get into battle with Ney. We're gonna get close. We're gonna block the enemy from coming through. If this guy wants to come through here, he's not gonna be able to. And then brave soldier for Karl Mack. And also he got steady under fire. So he's becoming a better general as we speak. Brave soldier cruelly mocked. Minus morale. This man is held up for mockery in the press when he does anything. Why is he mocked? Poor general. So he's got pretty bad stats, but it goes quite high attribute level. We'll turn this around. Had a long and challenging career with the Austrian army and was blamed for the humiliation of the capitulation at Ulm in October 1805. This is 1806. I think this is actually the Ulm campaign, so technically Ulm hasn't happened. I think, maybe, or this is a second. This is. So he has to make up. Anyways, according to this, we'll have to make up for the disaster at Ulm. Next episode we'll have these two, most likely actually having this army lead the attack from here, while this one supports over here. And we should, I mean, this one will have a lot more reinforcements coming in, so what we'll have to do is wait quite a bit. And also this is probably going to be quite a tougher battle, because we've got tougher enemy units. We've got a lot of cavalry, cannons, light infantry and so forth. So it's a lot better army. One of the better armies is actually this one, which has old guard and stuff. So this one is really have to worry about. Can I infiltrate? It's not worth it though, losing the spy. And I still think they have like their trap armies there trying to intercept us. Instead what we'll do is we'll just let them revolt and fight the French that way. With this said, however, we're gonna end this episode right here. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Before I do that, I want to just check. Hanover is still there. I would like a third spy to be sent up here to see how the Prussians are actually doing in this war right up here, and if the English were actually able to launch the navy and land troops in this area. I've also noticed there's a Russian navy over here blocking the port of Le Havre. We got French navy, we got Swedish navy, we got French navy, Swedish, French, English navy over there. With this said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!